This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
And that's what we'll do, attack and dominate on Monday. I'll tell you right now, it is against the law how excited I am on a Monday morning to work with you guys today. I can't wait. We've got a lot to talk about today. Now, if you're listening, and I guess if I'm talking, you're listening. It's a dumb thing to say. Nonetheless, you're listening. You want to know how Bobby and I feel about the Michigan punishments. 7 o'clock hour. We'll dive in on that. Now, we'll talk about Bender, I'm sure, a little bit coming up here at 6:20. Ish. I should say ish on that one, right? 6:20-ish is when we'll talk to Bill Bender. But we will dive more into it at 7 o'clock. Bobby, I realized something today. And first of all, good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Thitoff.
You and I are more alike than you want to believe. And I thought about this.
Waiting with bated breath on this.
Listen, this is going to sound weird when I say it, but that's okay. I say weird stuff. It dawned on me when I was in the shower this morning.
Something about me and you being similar?
Something like you and I are similar.
That might not be the right place to talk.
And I'm just telling, there was no video. Well, there was video, but not video of that. Nonetheless, when I shower longer than most people. Okay?
Okay.
You're probably like a 5 to 7 minute shower guy. Is that accurate?
Well, it just depends. I like to, well, it depends if I have to shave. I shave in the shower, so
okay.
Depends if I'm going to shave.
Your face.
Do it, yeah.
Okay.
Shave my face in the shower, not my legs.
That didn't
Just the face. I'll get in the, I like after a workout to get in the steam, so sometimes I'll steam and shower them together, and that's kind of, so it's kind of a combo. But if I'm going to get in and shower, I can be in and out in 5.
Okay. Typically, I'm a 15 to 20 minute guy.
It's a long shower.
It is, I know. Now, and not for the reason you might think, Bob. I'll have my phone in there on one of the levels of like the stand I've got with different like places to put, like, you know, you got the soap, the shampoo, whatever, you know, I don't know what you call it. Anyway, and I'll have my phone in there, and I'll typically play a video of something.
Wait, in your phone, in the shower?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's it. That's not how we're alike.
You've never thought that might lead to your phone getting like wet or getting it ruined?
Oh, I'm sure it gets wet. Yeah, I don't know. But, hey, by the way, we never honestly.
I mean, you are a product of like the 21st century. You need like stimulate. Like you need.
I was going to say, Tito, that might be. You might want to call the hotline on that one. Some sort of addiction.
It's not an addiction thing. It's a. Let me tell you what this is. First of
I'll
all,
put music on in the shower.
I'll do music sometimes too on my phone, but I'll watch the video. My back with the shower coming down on my back, me facing the phone, facing the video.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, now.
Kind of pointless to not face the screen.
Today's choice was 1995 Ohio State Notre Dame.
Okay.
So I'm watching that. And I realized
how great is Regis in that, by the way?
Listen, I realized, first of all, I forgot about they had the track around the field in that one. Still, it wasn't, still it was still
the track was not removed till 98.
Right.
So anything pre-98, just assume the track's going to be in there.
I got you. And I realized how damn good that Ohio State team was. I remembered how damn good that team was. With Pace, with George, with Terry Glenn, right? All those guys. Yes. Sean Springs, Fick was on that team.
Yes. The offense was elite.
Yes.
Ricky Dudley was the tight end.
Hoying, quarterback, yep.
I mean, they had like 5 first-rounders on that offense.
Yes.
And then the next year, the defense was a little more dominant, but that offense was tremendous.
And here's where you and I are alike. You are, I would say, tell me if I'm incorrect on this, you are a history buff.
Enjoy. Well, I do a segment called Today in History.
Exactly. That's what I was going here, boy. We're going to lead into it, Bob. Let me tell you, you are a history buff. If there were videos of the Revolutionary War, you would watch them. This is the battle of whatever. I can't think of a
I
Bunker
actually
Hill.
have watched, there's a show called Drunk History. And
that's a little different, yes.
But they do reenactments and stuff.
They reenact
and I'll watch.
Okay,
I'll watch
but
that,
if they had actual footage, like this is
that.
HD3,
and I watched some of the bad.
This is HD.
I watched some of the bad, like grainy old war footage as it is from like
exactly
World War II.
Right.
They never won. But
You're a history buff. I am also a history buff. Now it's a sports history buff, but we both like history. I'm convinced, Bob, if there was a video of Lincoln getting shot in the John Wilkes Booth thing, and he had like a helmet cam on when he's running away at the Ford's Theater, Sic Semper Tyrannis. If that existed, you would be watching that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what I did. I started thinking about this. All the mockery.
You watched a video of Lincoln this morning getting shot?
I don't know if there's a player named Lincoln on the team. But nonetheless, what I'm saying is, Bob, we're just different types of history buffs. But we are the same, that we are both history buffs. The
fact, though, that you felt compelled to put on the 95 Ohio State Notre Dame game in the shower today is, it's
impressive. Impressive.
That off, like, you just like my kids. They have to have a stimulation while they're doing everything. Like, I would just sit there and eat. Can you not watch TV? Do you have to have your phone up too?
When I was younger, I read the cereal box.
Can we not have a conversation? Yeah, read the cereal box.
Well, that's what I did. I read the cereal box before. Now my cereal box is my phone. I'm just saying, Bob.
My cereal box is my phone.
That's what it is. Or my phone is a cereal box, nonetheless. You being a history buff, I don't know. Maybe we should do Tito today in sports history. But we're going to work. We got a meeting today. We can workshop this.
Sports elements in this.
We'll workshop this. We'll talk about it with Fish today at our Monday meeting, Bob. Let's do today in history.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
He's my brother from another mother. Bobby, go ahead. Take it away, General.
Oh, boy. It is August 18th. It's crazy to say that.
Yes, it is.
230th day of the year, $1.35 remaining in this 2025. This date, 1590, John White, the governor of Roanoke County, returns from a supply trip to London to find it completely deserted. It's one of the great mysteries, Thitoff. If they had a video of this, what happened, movies of what transpired during with Roanoke, because there weren't a whole lot of settlements back then, but it was all gone. Went there, had no idea what was happening, no sign of struggle. It wasn't like there was a raid on it. It was always a beautiful mystery as to what happened to those folks there. There were no graves. Nobody was buried. They don't know if they just integrated in with the Native Americans at that point in time. But what was interesting is they said years later then they did see one of the Native American tribes there was some, I forget which one it would have been. They had some Native Americans which would have blue eyes, which was not genetically indigenous to that population.
Okay.
So that was the hypothesis as to what happened. One of life's great mysteries. This day, 1920.
Eddie George, really good.
19th Amendment to the Constitution is ratified, thus ending women's suffrage, declaring women the right to vote here in the United States. This day, 1938, the Thousand Island Bridge is dedicated by FDR, connecting New York with Ontario over the St. Lawrence River, so connecting the U.S. and Canada up there in the Northeast. And then Diana Ross hit number 1 with Touch Me in the Morning in 1973.
The last time that you touched me in the morning, then just close the door.
Isn't that the goal?
What a little sultry song there.
Wouldn't you love to just have a woman say it to you? Touch me in the morning, and then just close the door.
There you go. That's all.
You know how old she is?
Diana Ross? 78?
81.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty. Hey, you know what? She's still going to stuff animal.
I'm going to be honest
3 years off.
I
you
do a
stuffed
segment called Today in History.
Right.
About 250 times a year.
Right.
Her birthday's come up a time or two. So I feel like I'm pretty in tune with how old most celebrities are, because especially like Diana Ross, I really enjoy her. So whenever it comes up, I get excited. And then I'm like, gosh, she is older and good for her. Still looking great and coming strong. This date, 1977, Elvis Presley's funeral is held at Graceland.
Only those
150 people inside, 75,000
at least
outside.
Only those who knew him or his family well were allowed inside the Presley mansion today. The private funeral service reportedly drew many celebrities, but they all drove quietly through the gates, in keeping with the family wish that this not be turned into a sideshow. Elvis wore a white suit and light blue shirt given to him by his father, Vernon Presley. His father was there today, so was his former wife, Priscilla, with whom he was still close, and their 9-year-old daughter, Lisa Marie. After an hour inside, the funeral party drove down Elvis Presley Boulevard, and a young woman broke from the crowd and tried, it seemed, to throw herself in front of the hearse. Police caught her before any harm could be done, and the procession moved along toward Forest Hill Park.
I remember that. I remember the headline. I remember the Columbus Dispatch that day. On the front page, over the fold at the top, about the Presley death. And I remember what it was like. I remember what a big deal that was. I was 6.
Sounds pretty remarkable there. Throw it in front of the hearse.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I think my wife would do the opposite. If the hearse broke down, my wife would be behind the hearse pushing it.
There you go. Yeah.
Just put it in neutral. I got this. Let's go. We got to get to the ground. Come on. Here we go. Here we go.
Dig a shallow grave along the side of the road and roll you in there. This date, 1979. Good Times by Chic. It's number 1.
Good times. These are the good times.
I'm going to be honest, I had no idea what song this was going to be. I recognize this, and I'm aware of it, but I had no idea that who this was by or what the name of the song was.
I was the same way when I was playing it on YouTube on Friday.
Yeah, you play at a lot of weddings, you hear a lot of different stuff, but
there's the other Good Time song from the TV show. Do you remember that time? You don't remember the TV show. You've never seen it.
I have not.
Good Times was a story about a African-American family.
Jeffersons?
Not the Jeffersons, but in the same time frame of that, though, that lived in the projects in Chicago. You had J.J. Jimmy Walker. Dynamite.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That right there. They've got a Good Times theme song that's different. And actually, Chappelle sang it. When do you know black people thing?
Yes.
That was one of the questions was he started the Good Times thing and said, do you know the next line?
Okay.
Ain't we lucky we got 'em good times. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well done, Thitoff.
Thank you.
This day, 1982, the longest game at Wrigley Field ends after 22 innings. Dodgers end up beating the Cubs 2-1. And then in this date, 1984, one of my favorite bands. Crazy, it's 41 years since their debut, and they're getting older. Saw them about, it's probably about 12 years ago now. The Red Hot Chili Peppers have their debut album, their self-titled album, if you will.
Get up, jump, get up, jump, get up, get up, get up, jump, jump on up, jump on down, just jump, 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 jump around, stay away, jump all over down, jump, get, jump, I gotta wait, hey.
That's amazing.
How do you get the nickname Flea?
It's a great question.
I know Mark Schlereth was Stink, and there's a reason we've heard about all that, but I don't know why Flea.
Unknown.
Yeah,
it's one of life's great mysteries. Watched half of that last night, by the way, Bodie. So it was pretty amazing. Really enjoyed it. Preparing for my Blue Angels ride. So the guy told me, he's like, hey, just watch Top Gun Maverick.
All right.
I feel like an elephant sitting on your chest. Good thing I don't have to fly. Just try to stay awake. Some birthdays today. Marge Schott, born on this date, 1928, the former Reds owner. Roberto Clemente was born on this date, 1934.
Clemente is more than just an icon. Clemente goes beyond history, goes beyond baseball. I remember Manny Sanguillen, the catcher and his teammate, say one time, Roberto Clemente was so good that when he fell in the ocean and he lost his life trying to do goodwill, not even the ocean wanted to give him back. As we all know, Clemente's body was never found. But he said that was the main reason why the ocean didn't give him back, because he was that good.
Didn't give him back. He was that good. They wanted to keep him there, Thitoff.
Yep.
Also born on 2 years later, still alive, Robert Redford. How old do you think Robert Redford is?
Well, he said 2 years later. I didn't pay attention to the first.
Exactly. I knew you weren't listening.
84.
89.
It's off by 5 years.
Born in 36.
Looks like he's not a day over 84.
Well, he looking good. I'm curious to see what you pulled. He's got a pretty wide and robust
I never saw
catalog.
The Natural, so don't do that one.
Let's hear it, Bodie.
It's The Natural.
That's your great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, it's the latest in a long line. Australia's no better than here.
Oh, that's all you know.
Name me one thing.
They speak English in Australia.
They do?
That's right, smart guys, so we wouldn't be foreigners. They got horses in Australia. Hell, they got thousands of miles we could hide out in. A good climate, nice beaches. You can learn to swim.
No, swimming isn't important. What about the banks?
They're easy. Easy, ripe, and luscious.
The banks are the one.
Well, once you got one, you got the other.
It's a long way, though, isn't it?
Everything's got to be perfect with you.
I just don't want to get there and find out it stinks. That's all.
Is
What's
that Butch
that from?
Cassidy? Sunday
Butch Cassidy?
Yes, yep.
That's what I
need to
thought.
see that movie.
Of course you haven't. Thitoff. Why would you see Butch
The
Cassidy?
Sting is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Sting is very
That's
good.
a really good movie.
Sting is very good. Butch Cassidy, also very good. Natural, also very good. There's a number of good movies that he's involved in that I think you would really enjoy. Maybe you should watch them.
Watching 95 Ohio State Notre Dame games in the shower.
Exactly.
I don't
Born in
have
the
time for
state,
that.
1952. Another iconic legend. This is a big day for birthdays. Crazy like Swayze, Mr. Patrick Swayze.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. Sorry about the disruption, folks. But I always do the last dance of the season. But this year somebody told me not to. So I'm gonna do my kind of dancing with a great partner who's not only a terrific dancer,
Kevin Bacon.
but somebody who's taught me that there are people willing to stand up for other people no matter what it costs them. Somebody who's taught me about the kind of person I want to be. Miss Frances Housen.
Saw that in the theaters, Bob.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Nobody puts baby in a corner?
And then later on realized he's like 37 years old at the time, and she's
Yeah,
like
would you
16.
would you let your 16-year-old daughter date a 37-year-old?
If it was Patrick Swayze, probably.
I mean, listen, who's the creep in this situation?
You're right. Exactly. By the way, and the fact that Jerry Orbach backed down, he's like, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. I was like, you weren't wrong. He's a creep. He's way too old for your daughter. That's in the dad somewhere. I got the Jerry Orbach, that quote in there somewhere. It's in the old dad. I don't mean myself. I mean, I used to be able to play it in the other studio, but I don't know where it is now. But yeah, I did that. When I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. To use whenever I said something that was wrong. On the air.
Mr. Lenny Briscoe, R.I.P.
Yes.
for Jerry
No
Orbach.
doubt, man. He used to write his wife every day before he left for work. He'd write a poem for her, usually like a short one, not like a big old epic poem. But he would like write a very short poem for her every day before he went to work. Loved his wife.
It's very impressive, Thitoff. Thank you for that today in history.
You're right. Yeah,
Little
that's what I
nugget.
do. See, that's
Side nuggets with Thitoff.
yes.
Actor Dennis Leary turning 68 today.
Why am I here, Sonny?
Because Melina thinks you coached the Cowboys.
I did coach the Cowboys.
And I think you were a bad babysitter.
You know, my wife loved living in Dallas, Sonny. It's a rich town full of fancy people, and she likes that kind of thing. So she wasn't exactly thrilled when I said, hey, baby, pack your bags. We're moving to Cleveland.
Well, there's fancy people here, too.
No, there's really not, which is okay by me. But I dragged my pretty wife to this town because this city deserves a championship, and I'm the guy that can deliver it.
Well, then we're on the same page, Vance.
Oh, yeah? Then keep me in the loop.
There is no loop, all right? There's me doing my job, you doing yours. Your job is to coach the team I give you. They do it different in Dallas?
Yeah, they do. They win.
Draft day had many historical inaccuracies. Most of that scene was one of them. Good movie, though. Entertaining. I wouldn't call it realistic, but it was fun.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not realistic, but entertaining nonetheless. Everlast, the singer, turning 56 today. Edward Norton also turning 56 as well. I can't wait to hear what you... Is this from Hulk?
This is not. This is one of his other famous movies.
Every week, Tyler gave the rules that he and I decided.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
You weren't alive anywhere like you were there. But Fight Club only exists in the hours between when Fight Club starts and when Fight Club ends. Even if I could tell someone they had a good fight, I wouldn't be talking to the same man. Who you were in Fight Club is not who you were in the rest of the world. A guy came to Fight Club for the first time, his ass was a wad of cookie dough. After a few weeks, he was carved out of wood.
There we go. You ever seen Fight Club, Thitoff? Of course not.
But I will tell you this. There were a couple times Hoying overthrew Terry Glenn in that Notre Dame game. That really, one of them would have been a touchdown. Well, actually, both of them were touchdowns. He underthrew him on one, overthrew him on the other. Go ahead. That's fine, yeah.
Tito, if you started watching movies 20 minutes at a time in the shower, you really
could. I could really dig into something there.
Damage,
yeah. I could. But, I haven't got to the 96 Notre Dame game yet, but go ahead.
Wow. It's pretty remarkable in there. Maybe get to that 95 Penn State game in there, too.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
A lot to do. I don't know. There's a lot of clips to watch, Bob. We'll see.
Turning 46 today, funny man Andy Samberg.
Sorry, clip. I want it that way. But actually, it was down there. Number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You.
Number two. Chills. That's the only clip from that movie or that TV show I've ever seen.
It's pretty good.
What show is that?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
It's a cold open. And
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's a cop in the show, and so they have a lineup there trying to figure out the killer.
I've seen the clip. It's really good. I didn't know what it was from, though. I didn't know if it's from a movie. I didn't think it was from SNL. But that's really funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, too, that, not funny, but most of those entertainers can all sing pretty decently. Like, Sandberg's got a pretty decent voice.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to confuse him for Timberlake, but
we could have him Timberlake though with the
reason
cut
why
a hole in the box. Could have done that one
I
too.
didn't know if you're going to have some of the Lonely Island Boys in there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could have went with. They've got some good stuff. Also turning 45 today, both Mr. Can't Wait, Bart Scott, and Jeremy Shockey, which surprised sometimes that he's alive at 45. I mean, he really had a zest for life, Bodie. He would get after it. Some holidays observances today. It's Bad Poetry Day.
Ooh.
There you go for your guy, Orbach. Maybe it was good poetry for him. Who knows? Cupcake Day. Helium Discovery Day, because helium was discovered today, but that didn't make the list. Yeah, that's right. Second lightest element. What's the lightest one?
Hydrogen. Oxygen. Hydrogen. I got it right the first time. I
Stay
nailed
where
it.
you're at.
Smart
Stay
guy.
in your lane.
H.
Why do they fill balloons with hydrogen versus helium?
Because it goes up. I don't know.
Well, if hydrogen's lighter.
Yes.
I'll tell you
They don't make your voice sound funny, though.
The one thing.
The Zeppelin? The
Zeppelin was filled with hydrogen.
Oh, it was? That's a mistake.
That is, because it's far more combustible than helium is. Helium has
couldn't have Raiders of the Lost Ark
two
without
valence electrons. It's much more of a stable element. Bodie, you're learning something new.
Oh, yeah.
Every day as you're watching Tyler
Shock just light it up against Jacksonville.
I mean, is that Drew
I don't know
Brees?
who just caught that ball.
Drew Brees out there?
The catch was better than the throw.
Buckeyes fell behind 17-7 in the first half, then rallied to score right before the half to make it 17-14.
Against Notre Dame?
Yeah, it was 17-7.
They were losing in that game.
They were down 17-7 late in the second quarter, and then they drove down and scored.
Was Terry Glenn's touchdown in the first half or second?
I don't know because I didn't watch the whole thing, Bob. I only had a short shower. But I know that I picked it up midway through the second quarter. But
the best part of that game is when they're interviewing Regis on the sideline during the touchdown.
Yep.
Oh, and the corners, the mind is escaping me. Name is escaping me.
It was something Toast.
No, get out of here. I played with him, actually. Not Grissom. It'll come to me. I played with him in Dallas.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, he was just a return special at that point, but he won the 200.
Deserved.
100 meter. Well, he won the 100 meters in
I'm just saying,
NCAA.
Deserved to be just a special teams guy.
National Fajita Day, National Ice Cream Pie Day, Never Give Up, Pinot Noir Day as well. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. August 18th, the 230th day of the year, and $1.35 remaining in this 2023 25.
Well done as always, General. I've got it queued up now. It's halftime, so I get the John Saunders show when I'm driving home, maybe if I take a second shower today. We'll see about that. Coming next, Bill Bender joins us. Morning Juice.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. The outlook was pretty rough. I mean, it was, we had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. I mean, they saved him. To this date, we are 12 years into this journey, and from day one, we've never once seen a bill. It gave us the peace of mind to know that we're there with our son, and we're gonna beat cancer together. Now, he is doing really, really well. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we get rid of this, how we help kids beat cancer all over. It's the future.
Together, we will make yours possible for every child everywhere. Learn more at stjude.org.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place, and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need, and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Bobby is the all-American male. Tito pulled a hammy getting his mail. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. Now we're joined by Bill Bender from the Sporting News here. Bill, hope you had a great weekend. Week 0's upon us. Are you excited or are you dreading summer being over and football season being here?
Oh, I'm excited about football. I mean, obviously the season's very long and it's a grind like anything else, but I've been doing it long enough at Sporting News that, once Kansas State kickoff, it's an adjustment in the house and everything, and I have a very understanding wife, so we're ready to go, though. I'm excited about this week, no doubt.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Should be really good. Hopefully, as well this week, we were looking forward to maybe finding out the starting quarterback for Ohio State. Ryan Day said he'd like to have a depth chart and put something together. I'm sure that'll be discussed with his media availability today. What is your level of anticipation for this, and kind of where do you see it going? And do you see him announcing anything?
Tennessee did last night, and I know Notre Dame hasn't. There's a handful of playoff contenders that haven't, and from all the reports I've read and what I've heard, it's very close. It's not like, you and I have talked about this. It's not like he's just saying it to say it. Like Lincoln Keenholt's playing very well, and Julian Sands playing very well, and it's a tight race. And I wouldn't be surprised if it extended another week. But if he names a starter today, I think that allows for some continuity heading into the Texas game, which, you got Tito. Bobby, it's 2 weeks. I can't believe it. So, I mean, it's here, and I think, whoever's going to start out there, we're going to know pretty soon.
The listeners out there, by the way, just so you know, this is how media savvy Bill Bender is, because he brought up Notre Dame's name specifically because he knows that Bodie is a Notre Dame fan, and it automatically re-engages Bodie into the program. He might even fall asleep right now because he doesn't like talking about things that aren't Notre Dame. Very well done by you, and we appreciate that, Bill. Extra money next week for you. As we get into this first weekend of games, we actually have a decent game overseas, which I'm excited about. It's actually an intriguing game with a couple of top 25 teams.
Yeah, and they've played some good games the last 2 years. Iowa State's won 3 of the last 4. They have an experienced quarterback in Rocco Beck. Lost both his receivers to the NFL, but they got both running backs back. And then Kansas State, Avery Johnson's a guy that you watch him sometimes and you're like, man, he's a Heisman-level player, and then other times not so much. But he's very talented, offers a lot in the running game. They've got Dylan Stewart back. I think it's going to be a down-to-the-wire, 4-quarter game. We've got our picks coming out today. I do picks every Monday, and that one was extremely difficult to pick. I remember last year, though, you want to win that first one so bad, Tito. Last year I had Florida State against Georgia Tech, and I'm sitting there actually rooting for the Seminoles at the end of the game because I just wanted to get a game right. But, that's why it's a long season. You can't get hung up on that first game.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be an exciting one. We have games this week. Farmageddon over in Ireland. What are your expectations for this? I mean, you're Iowa State, Kansas State over there. I don't know if it sounds exactly right. They may be growing like potatoes more than potentially, wheat, grain, soybeans, and corn. But this will be our first football official weekend here of the college football season.
For sure. And with that game last year, Iowa State won by touchdown. The only difference was the Cyclones didn't turn the ball over. Kansas State had 2 turnovers. And something to watch when you go overseas, some of that who responds to playing over there better. We've had some really good games over there. Northwestern Nebraska was a good game a few years ago as well. And it being a big piece of the Big 12 race, I mean, those are 2 of the favorites in the conference, 2 of the 4 ranked teams they had. So, it's definitely an exciting time. Some other good games, too. I mean, good, loosely used. I mean, all the way down to Hawaii and Stanford. That'll be a close game probably. Stanford's a 2-point underdog in that game. And then, UNLV and Dan Mullen. They don't have a tough opponent, Idaho State, but some people might look at UNLV. There's a lot of transfers on that team that you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that guy played for them, and that guy played for them. They've got a lot.
It's going to be weird for me, Bill. Usually I'm chasing my losses with the Hawaii midnight game. This game's only 7:30. Still last game on the dock for the day, but it's earlier than I like. We did this exercise last week. If I gave you this group of teams, Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame, or the field to win the title this year, which way would you lean?
I would take the 6 teams that you have there, and I would try to broker a way that I get Alabama too. Can I have Alabama? Does Alabama count as a wash? Nobody wins.
So that's your push. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, those 6 or the field minus Alabama and all that. Yeah, I think that'd be the wash. I think that's probably a good call by you. Well done. I don't know if the casino would do it for you, or if the sports book at the Rio would do it, but I think that's a pretty good negotiation point on your part.
Yeah, and then I think I would take the 6 because I think all of those teams are built. Some of it's not just built to get through the regular season anymore. It's can you get through 4 playoff games? That's why Ohio State last year, they had a roster that you looked at and you're like, man, I don't know if anybody's touching them in the playoffs. So, yeah, all of those rosters you mentioned, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame, I like that. By then, Bodie and Notre Dame, maybe they'll have their quarterback settled in, whether it's Minchie or Carr, so they'll be fine by then. Georgia and Texas make sense, and I think Clemson's loaded. This year with what he has. And if they show it against, I guess out of the field, the biggest threat to me would be LSU, but I guess I'll just take Clemson in the field in that event. And in most years, if you do that, you're going to be okay.
Does it feel flatter at the top this year Bill, than maybe in years past?
Well, I think it feels like out of those 6 teams, I normally would have a feeling like, 4 years ago, we were like Georgia. Yeah, Georgia has the most talented roster. Last year, we knew Ohio State had the most talented roster. But I think what flattens it out a little bit is, yeah, Penn State has their quarterback back, but the program hasn't won a national title since '86. Clemson has their quarterback back, and they really haven't been a national championship contender, a true one, for 5 years. And then the other 4 schools, Notre Dame, Georgia, Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas especially, lost a ton of guys to the NFL. So, who's going to step in and fill those void, the whole reload, not rebuild thing. So I think that's why I'm having a hard time. We can make an argument for all 6 of those teams and Alabama, and probably make a good one that they could get through the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, Bill, what's the most dangerous? Who's the most dangerous group of 5 team this year? Or group of 4, I guess they're now.
Yeah, I've been stumping for Navy pretty hard. And, they got the local kid, Blake Horvath. He's really good. And he's an excellent quarterback. And what would make this interesting is if we got to a point where, Navy gets to the last week of the season and then they play the American Athletic Conference Championship and we pick the playoff teams and then, they play
like
Army the next week. That's going to push that. The year that happens, that's probably going to push that game around on the calendar. And I think because Navy and Army are both good right now, I mean, it may not be every year, but I think both of those teams, both of those academies are really good, which I would love to personally see a service academy make the playoff. I think it'd be really neat. And whatever the team that makes the playoff is going to be like, man, we got to prepare for Navy this week in that triple option. It would be a very frustrating game, and I think Navy's going to be pretty good.
They are. Do you like – this is one of the things that we've had to grapple with, Bill, is the changing of traditions. And do you like the fact that they would have to move that game? And if they did, the Army-Navy game, where do you put it to give it its proper respect, in the pantheon of college football?
Man, I don't know. Like, that's the hard part because it is one of the games, the standalone game that I enjoy watching on its own because you give it that spotlight and you get to do the pageantry. And, it is a top 10, even in my opinion, top 5 rivalry in college football. So I'm not sure where you would put it. The first day that popped into head was Thanksgiving, but I mean, there's other games on Thanksgiving, right? Or do you do it? What I think they'll eventually do with Notre Dame USC, for example, is if it push comes to shove there, I would just move that game to the opener. Let them play in the opener, then go play your league games and count it as like a big non-league game. But that's a great question. But I think at some point, if one of those teams is close to being in the playoffs, that we're eventually going to have to consider moving that game, which is unfortunate because it's another tradition we lose.
You know what I could see, though, Bill, now you mentioned that. I think it would be cool. It'll never happen. But if you played the game at 9 a.m. on Thanksgiving, before the NFL gets going, early in the morning, I think that'd be a cool spot for it.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, if both schools were up for it, and, with the discipline of student athletes that go to the academies, I don't think waking up early is going to be a problem for them. If you can get them in the stadium and the way that they move that game around, Philadelphia, D.C.,
right,
playing Baltimore, I think it would be amazing to have that would be a great tradition. Although, I mean, my mother-in-law and my mom, they're big on the parade. I don't know. Are you going up head-to-head against the parade?
I'd rather
you may lose if you go against the parade.
I'd rather go head-to-head against the parade than versus like the NFL or versus the other college football games on Thursday. I just think it'd be interesting. And by the way, you can all tie into the old Army mantra, which we do more for 9 a.m. than most people do all day. You could somehow tie all that back in there and get that marketing going. Bill, we appreciate the time. Thanks so much, buddy. Enjoy your week this week. It's upon us. By the time we talk next week, we'll have football games on the docket, in the record books, and getting ready for Ohio State, Texas.
I can't wait, guys. Thanks so much for having me on. Have a great week.
You too. That was Bill Bender. All right, and again, He brought up Notre Dame a second and third time also. He knows that right there scratches Bodie right where he itches.
Also just emphasize that playing Navy isn't easy like some people make it seem to be.
It's not a cupcake anymore. It's really not. They're a really good team. Both
piece of
what's that?
Rough piece of beef jerky.
Yes, that's what it is. Coming up next, we'll hear some quick hitters. Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and Columbus football is back. And what better way to kick off the season than driving home in a tough, reliable 2024 Toyota Tacoma from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 72 months with 20% down, or lease it for $239 a month for 36 months for 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Head to Germain Toyota of Columbus today on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Your home for great deals all season long.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. It's Tito. It's Bobby. It's Bodie. It's the Catman. Quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Good morning, Bodie Wells. Are you still cat sitting? Are we done?
Yes, a few more days of it. I am counting down the seconds.
Seems like it's been a month.
I know. I'm well aware, Tito.
Right.
I really enjoy the constant, hey, can I have a picture of the cat? Okay, I'm going to the beach. I'll see you later. Yep, thanks, Maddie. Glad you're having a great time.
Guys, I have a picture of the cat. I'll see you on the road to the beach.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
We'll start with the NFL here, guys. The Browns, 2-0 in the preseason.
Look out.
After Shedeur Sanders showed himself well in the Browns' preseason opener against the Panthers last weekend, it was Dylan Gabriel's turn to try and do the same over the weekend in Philadelphia, and he played pretty well. He went 13 of 18 for $143, and he did have a pair of turnovers. One of them was a pick six. Nevertheless, he led the Cleveland Browns offense to 3 first-half scoring drives and their 22-13 win over the reigning Super Bowl champions. But it's the rookie quarterback's remarks during an in-game interview that was making waves from his debut. After being asked about tuning out the noise, Gabriel had this to say right here.
It's just part of it. You know, there's entertainers and there's competitors. And I totally understand that. And my job is to compete. And that's what I'm focused on doing. Of course, we're doing this mid-game, but, you know, it's something that I'll get used to and just want to be the best team that I can and create an environment where we can all go do our best work. That's all we want to do.
Many took his entertainers comment as a dig towards Shedeur Sanders, but Gabriel was quick to correct that in the postgame, telling the media, quote, "Yeah, first off, I'm all about our team and each other." He said, "You pull that jersey on, you represent myself and my teammates." I would never make that comment about Sanders, and I've said it before. That's why it's interesting. But for me, I've explained it as entertainers are all of you guys, and the competitors, that's what I am and all my teammates are. And we both have jobs to do, so that's it. Bobby, I feel like this is life living in 2025 in the social media reality. A guy can say
social
one
media
thing.
reality?
Well, it's like it's just taken out of context, and it's like one thing. You see a 10-second clip of it on Twitter or Instagram or wherever else, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'm a man. I'm 40. But, yeah, nevertheless, what you think, Carp?
Yeah, I agree with what he said. Like, my job is to come out here and compete. I don't think that was a knock at Shedeur.
You don't?
No, I don't. I honestly don't think it was a knock. I don't think it was a knock at Shedeur.
Gabriel doesn't come across as the guy that would say something like that.
That's something that, like, someone who's an entertainer.
Right.
As you're trying to talk to Ryan Day into being Ric Flair and wearing a robe out there.
That's underrated. I mean, should have done that. Yes, I know.
Talking about being an entertainer versus a competitor. Why don't you come in? I like to picture my baby Jesus. The big angel's wings singing lead vocals in Leonard Skinner, and I'm in the front row, hammered drunk.
Hammered drunk.
That's it. Hey, that is athletes. They don't look at this like, hey, everything else. It was more, I think, a function of there's people in the media that are entertainers, and that's why I think he was addressing everybody that's talking about all these things. I don't think that it was a veiled shot at Shedeur by any stretch. I don't, because that would be so hypocritical for him. And by the way, that's the first time I've heard Dylan Gabriel even talk about any of this stuff with anything. So it's not like he's been someone that's been out there vocal about everything that's going on. Like, that doesn't seem to fit his personality.
I would think you're in the majority on that one. I would think I'm in the minority.
Of course you are.
That I think that it was a shot.
Take the losing side.
No, it's not the losing. First of all, minority does not mean losing side.
It doesn't, but it means if I'm on the right side, the side of it in this, I'm probably right.
I think, though, Bob, I don't know, Bob.
I'll give you this. I've been wrong before, but not very often. So I tell Courtney to give a little leeway there.
Okay. He said the entertainers are you people, talking about the reporters, right?
Yeah. People. What do you mean, you people?
Okay. When was the last time, other than Stephen A. Smith, guys like that, okay, the person interviewing Dylan Gabriel at a preseason NFL game?
Tony Grossi?
Okay, Tony Grossi, fine. But whoever's there. Okay, I would say Grossi probably is. But
Baker Mayfield had some things to say about him.
I know he did. I don't know, Bob. I think it's a stretch to call reporters entertainers as a whole. I think there's a handful of them that are entertainers.
You've never listened to Bill Belichick then in his, obviously you haven't, in his team meetings. He's like, their job is to entertain and write stories.
Their job is to inform.
That maybe there was a day, and there are people that still hold to that.
There are, yes, I agree.
A lot of people now, they're like, how can I sensationalize what is happening to help promote myself?
You know what, though? And secretly, selfishly, I wish it was a shot at Shedeur. Because I would love to see some Browns on Browns quarterback crime.
It just doesn't. That's not his personality. Like, if Shedeur said something like that, then maybe I would lean into it a little bit more because he has a little bit more of that showman to him.
Right.
This is not Dylan Gabriel. And it's not Peter Gabriel either, for that matter.
What about Peter LaFleur?
That's a good one, too, there. Yeah, it's a good pull by you.
Hey, Bob, remember that time we got kicked out of biology class for playing with Matchbox cars? The Trey Hendrickson contract negotiations took its latest turn as the NFL Network reported yesterday that the Bengals are now listening to trade offers as their negotiations with the star pass rusher have hit an impasse. Hendrickson, who led the league in sacks last year with 17.5, is entering the final year of his deal. He's set to make $16 million this year for Cincinnati. Much like the Micah Parsons situation in Dallas, this feels like it could simply be a negotiation tactic by the Bengals because, Tito, if they want to make a run at getting back to the Super Bowl, there's probably no trade that could help them this season the way that Hendrickson would.
Minus the probably.
Right. Yeah. I'm
Maybe
starting.
you do a Parsons for Hendrickson straight up swap.
Maybe throw a pick in there.
But then you still
the age
no.
gap.
But here's the thing, though. But if you're the Bengals, you still have to pay Parsons then.
Yeah, don't
Yeah, I mean,
worry.
it's
Don't
like-
get caught up in the details. No,
I understand.
He could get hit by
either
a car
we're going to get
tomorrow,
a
though.
deal
Yes.
done,
One of them being
or
jail.
we won't.
Yes.
We're not.
You know,
But
speaking of,
he can franchise him for
Mr.
2 more
Jerry.
years. He can franchise him for 2 years.
I was absolutely adamant that I was not going to watch this new Cowboys documentary coming out on Netflix. I
Right.
think it's tomorrow. I've heard it's really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard that also.
Yes, we'll see.
You bought in. You're gonna.
Anyway,
You're gonna watch
I'm
it.
definitely
You're
going to watch it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard. Well, I figured when I saw it, it was just going to be a huge like, hey, here's how great Jerry is, and I've heard it's actually really good just on the '90s Cowboys. So I don't know if they got into any of the like paternity tests and stuff.
Is it like
Jerry?
Is this like a Vince McMahon situation
Could be.
where they stop
For Jerry?
shooting?
Turn the
they
camera
stop
off.
shooting at that point.
Yeah.
Turn the camera off.
After January of '96, they're like, all right, boys, wrap it up. But anyway, Tito, go
I'm
ahead.
starting to feel more and more like the Hendrickson thing. He will not be playing for the Bengals week 1. He might be playing for anybody week 1, but I'm saying that I
could play
don't
the
think
Browns.
he'll be playing. See, now, I wonder.
Cleveland has owned the Cincinnati in the Joe Burrow era. Crazy enough.
But if a team in the division blew them away with an offer, I still don't think they could trade him within the division. Could you imagine if somehow the Steelers or Browns put together an offer that was just way too much for him?
I guess you could.
But even if it was the best offer that they received for Hendrickson, are the Bengals dumb enough to do it?
Dude, Joe Burrow might lose his mind.
Could you imagine if Hendrickson's in Cleveland or Pittsburgh?
Okay, so if Joe Burrow would have said the comments that Dylan Gabriel had, then I would have said it was a veiled shot because everything Joe says is highly intentional.
Right.
He will lose his mind if they trade Trey Hendrickson.
I don't, like I say, I'm not sure they're going to trade him, but I don't think week 1 he's in uniform for the Bengals.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know. And Parsons, I don't know on that one either. I got to believe Jerry Jones will get it done with Parsons. I have to believe he will.
The good news with
My
Dallas
job is to create the drama.
Yeah, for Jerry is an entertainer. Yeah. The good news with Dallas is they're going to lose to Philly week 1 regardless.
Right.
And then it's the Thursday night game.
Save a longer
so they
week,
have 10 more days.
Right.
So just get that thing done by week 2, Jerry. We'll be fine.
Yeah, you're 0-1 regardless. Parsons is out there, you're still 0-1.
Yeah, exactly. If you're the Bengals, you have a window right now, man.
Right.
Like right now. And I just don't know how you can let a guy like that walk, or I guess trade him, whatever. But like we mentioned a second ago, there's no package that you get that's going to make your team better this year and probably even next year, I guess, unless they really hit on that pick. But I don't even know. I feel like we see guys, even at the level that Hendrickson is, which is a very good player, even when those guys get traded in the NFL, normally it's not like, this isn't like the NBA where it's like a player at his level. It's like, high-end lottery pick. Like it's second, third round pick at best.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if Cincinnati were to hit on that pick that next year, they're in such a win now mode. I just don't know how you don't figure out a way to get that thing done because their defense was atrocious last year. That's the one thing that obviously kept them out of the make of the postseason. And you need him on the field to try to, he had 17.5 sacks last year and they still couldn't get things figured out on defense. You want that guy out onto the field to make a run at things
I hope
this year.
Detroit makes an offer for him. God, I'd love to see him in Detroit. How good would the Lions defense be if they had him on one and Hutchinson?
Yeah, no kidding. One more here, guys. It has been quite the turnstile at the University of New Mexico over the past years. The Lobos have seen the departures of the following: their athletic director, their head football coach, their star quarterback, their top 2 running backs, top 4 receivers, top tackler, head men's basketball coach, conference player of the year point guard, starting shooting guard, and more, as all have left for other schools following brief runs of success. And all that came within 1 year after New Mexico State quarterback Diego Pavia. We know his name. He followed his former coach Jerry Kill to Vanderbilt, where he became a star after the Commodores beat number 1 Alabama last fall. Also, on top of all that, conference realignment hasn't helped them either, as half of the Mountain West is leaving them behind to head to the new Pac-12, citing a desire to separate from the bottom spenders in the Mountain West Conference. The Lobos budget is the second lowest in the conference. Bobby, unfortunately for New Mexico, this is just kind of life as a Group of 5 school in 2025.
It's life of where they're living right now, man, and it stinks. This is how college football works. You get some really good players, coaches, they don't want to stay. You eventually become a developmental program in school for other schools because now people can leave. And it stinks that that's the case. I don't like it, but this is how the world works. And once they opened up this box, and listen, to a certain degree, I mean, New Mexico was never competing on the same level as USC, Ohio State, Florida. Like, that was never the case. But it was nice that they could have upsets and things like that occasionally because of the talent that they would have there, and they'd develop it. And occasionally guys would leave. Now everybody gets there. Hey, if you're good enough, boom, you're on your way out because they just don't have the resources.
Bobby, they added 129 new players over the last 2 years on the football team. 72 people this year, new faces.
A lot. 15
players from the 2023 team are still there. Just 15 from the 2023 team are still there. And they made mention this athletic article about the associate athletic director had to write new player bios for all 129 players.
That stinks for them.
That does. But yes, you're right. This is the way it is now in college football and college sports. And
things change, Mox. You're the starting quarterback now.
What's that one from? Is that Friday Night Lights or is that one of the Titans movies?
One of the Titans movies.
Which one is it?
There's only one.
Clash of the Titans,
Clash of the Titans?
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues, okay. So Varsity Blues and Friday Night Lights are two different movies then?
Yeah.
Are they much different?
One's a movie and a show.
But are they much different? Are the two movies, Varsity Blues and Friday Night Lights, are there...
I would say Varsity Blues is like a 90s movie version of Friday Night Lights is a book. You do know that there was
I knew it's a book about Texas football, right?
Yes. Yeah. So then they kind of elevated that into the Varsity Blues. Varsity Blues, I wouldn't say is a parody off of that, but it's like the movie version of what is more of a biopic, if you will.
Is one All in the Family and one The Jeffersons? Is it that kind of a thing?
I don't.
Maybe I haven't seen a spin-off.
I haven't seen. No, it's not a spin-off.
Okay.
It's like if you just took it and embellished it.
Okay. I like embellishing things. All right, that's it for Quick Hitters. Coming up next, the penalties were handed down for Michigan on Friday. We'll give you our thoughts next. Morning Juice.
Patients everywhere are experiencing joint pain relief thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. So how does this non-surgical approach work? QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff explains.
It's like when you get a paper cut and the cells that come onto that scene first stop the bleeding, and then it recruits more cells to form new skin and new soft tissue. And then you look down a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's like nothing happened and that paper cut never existed.
In this same way, QC Kinetics uses your natural biologics to help repair and restore aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
We take those same similar cells in different areas that are arthritic, are painful, and we cause this kind of internal self-healing that can resolve patients' pain.
Relief without surgery. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
Call QC Kinetics 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed. and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio's sports destination. Attack and dominate, YouTubers. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Indeed you are. After our show Friday, long after our show Friday, the punishments came down about Michigan. Bobby, the minute I heard what the punishments were, I swear to you.
What was your anticipation? Because so much of life is about expectations.
Right.
And just tell people, like, it's impossible to be grateful and unhappy at the same time. So what did you, if you you like that, didn't you, Bodie?
That was pretty good, Bob.
Well, Jim Tressel used to tell us. It's not a Bob original thought. We used to talk about that during quiet time with Jim Tressel, and it's like a famous quote. I forget who said it, because it's true. Like,
I feel pretty confident that most of Coach Freeman's stuff comes from Jim Tressel. So
I would say about 85% of that catalog's rolling right out of the Jim Tressel playbook. I mean, I said, like, he is. If Darrell Hazel was the black Jim Tressel, Marcus Freeman is.
Oh, let's be careful, Bob.
What do you mean be careful?
I don't know where you're going with this.
The things I've called
He's Asian,
Marcus,
African American, right? So
yes.
I wasn't sure which word he is. A Tiger Woods type?
I mean, it's not Tiger Woods. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I heard
Blasian, black and Asian.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Listen,
now you're trying to get me in.
I'm not getting anybody in trouble, man. I've sat there and ate dinner with Marcus's family in their house. Marcus's mom used to tell us how he would go to the freezer late at night. She'd catch him eating ice cream.
Bodie once invited that next dinner.
He was skinny. And he's like, are you really good? And Marcus was, it was so great. She's like, I'd catch him out here eating ice cream in the middle of the night. I just looked. He's like, come on, Mom.
Here,
get out of here, Marcus.
When I heard
knew you were a fat kid trapped inside.
When I heard the punishment, Bobby, this is exactly what I thought. Oh, I got to play it, Bodie.
Oh, sorry. Tito, you got to warn me when you're... Okay, you're good.
Thanks. I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California.
That's what I thought of, Bob. Because I figure, like, okay, cheating is okay in college football. Because the wording, the statement about how we felt like this could have been...
Jim Harbaugh said he's not going to rest till he finds out how those signs got stolen.
I know. But like Bobby, they said that, this was worthy of a multi-season, postseason,
what's amazing is they say it in the report. They say the quiet part out loud, and then but it wouldn't be fair to the guys. And I'm like, time out. But was it fair to the guys at at Ohio State who?
No,
none of those guys who to the tattoo. None of those guys were even there.
And
that's it. It's go ahead.
No, say Bob, and that's okay. Look, if you're a Buckeye fan, it's okay to say that and to say you're angered by it. And if you're just a logical person, it's okay to say, "Hey, look."
Didn't Notre Dame have to vacate like 2 seasons worth of wins?
Yes, for self-reporting and
a tutor helping write papers
and they suspended those players.
And they got suspended.
It wasn't Akron's got something going on now, right? Akron's
ARP wasn't high enough, and so they will not be able to play in a bowl game this year.
Okay, so
that's one of two reasons.
Assuming that they would be eligible.
That's why I can't date Rihanna.
They're not eligible to play. They're not eligible to play.
That's what it is. Okay.
You're not eligible to get married right now because you're currently married.
Right. That's why I'm not going to marry Rihanna.
That does eliminate your ability to marry her at the present time.
Yes, at the present time. Who knows what could happen? But Bob, it's also though, if.
Did you clip the brake lines this morning?
I'm not going to comment on that on the air. Are you kidding me? That's when Bodie has the mics off. But Bobby, though, but if the Ohio State thing happened now, it'd be a different punishment. Okay?
Punishment?
It'd be legal. Okay, I'm saying. Likewise, if the Michigan thing.
These guys that are making $500,000 a year decided to trade a random Cotton Bowl ring for
but that's my point, though.
Tattoo?
If this Michigan thing happened 40 years ago, it'd be a different punishment. Okay, I think
if it happened 5 years ago,
maybe so. And
pre-2020,
you've got to take the context of that, though, Bob, is what you've got to look at. I agree. The punishment was not enough. I think it should have been more. But I understand why it is what it is, because the NCAA has a lot less power and a lot less pull with this whole thing, and so it doesn't surprise me. This what it is. My biggest problem, Bobby, with this is they gave Michigan punishments that they can buy out. If you think Michigan's program is going to suffer financially because of this, I would think that that's incorrect, because all it takes is a couple of your big donors to offset some of that cost.
Yeah.
And
basically what it came down to, and I kind of parceled all this out with the, they have to pay the equivalent of the 10% of the scholarships they
budget.
have. They lose their next 2 years of postseason money. There was some sort of fine in there that was something. I looked at it, I was like, okay, I think this basically would come out between $25 and $30 million. Somewhere in there. And so, to quote the great bowler and famed entertainer of our time, Big Ern McCracken, I can buy my way out of anything.
Right. Okay. And that's my problem.
Who do you think you are? I am.
That's my problem, is that's the big part of it. I also found it hilarious that they added one game to more suspension.
Yeah.
And it's 2026.
Next season. That is the best part.
Yes, it's not even this season.
Wait, hold on. Next year?
So he's going to miss that first game in Germany.
Yeah, against
Western Michigan. Yeah, over there. That's a game he's going to miss.
He doesn't. Does he get to go on the trip?
I don't think he goes on. I don't think he would. If I'm him, I'm like, you know what?
Maybe no. It's like you're like a guy on IR going. You just get to go explore the city,
You
go
could do that
fly
also.
over
Yes,
the
that's
team,
true.
and then
You
hang
could
out.
all on the company dime. That's right. Yeah, you could do all that.
Go to something like it's probably not quite Oktoberfest yet, so
No,
you
but
wouldn't be able to
look.
do that.
By the way, if you've got head coach money in college football, any month could be Oktoberfest for you. It doesn't matter. There's no. You're not limited by the calendar.
Maybe it goes up to. What's the one city there? They've got the red light district.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Yeah, that sounds.
I knew that way
sounds
too easily.
Pretty sweet. Hang out there for a little bit.
Right. I would be afraid to go to Amsterdam. The other thing I thought was funny about this, Bob, is when they go through the report and they're naming all the different things that are in there, and they bring up the fact that Stallions referred to the group as the KGB.
Oh, he says that. All I can think about is Rocky Apollo calling him Stallion all the time.
This is what I thought of when I heard that.
Yeah.
I got a knock-knock joke.
No.
Okay.
God.
Michael, please. Please let me.
All right.
Knock.
Who's there?
KGB.
KGB.
Viva the question!
What the hell was that?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hey! Stop
like
it!
that?
Stop
You
it!
like
Hey,
that?
come on! What are you doing, man? It's part of a hilarious joke.
Mine was retribution. What are you doing? No more knock-knock jokes. That's it.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. Who's there?
KGB.
You got to answer that one. Dwight, you have to answer that. I'm not going to answer that.
That is really one of the great things, and the fact that they called it the KGB. Like,
yes.
I mean, the fact that he threw his phone in the pond.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
they've got all this.
Done that?
They've got all this stuff. Thank you, buddy, for cutting both those up, by the way. But yes, they've got all that stuff. Like, they know it, Bob. They know it happened.
Everybody knows it. There's omissions in there, all the evidence that you need. And I think people are just looking now at this. And my thing was, I didn't want it to be something crazy. Oh, but they didn't want to punish, going back, circle time.
Yep.
They didn't want to punish the current players that are there. And Schlegs had a great point. We talked about this Friday on our show. He goes, the guys that were getting recruited there knew this was all going down. Yeah. It wasn't like this was something that was a concealed investigation that no one knew about. Like, everybody knew what was going on.
Right.
There should have been, like, during this time, the NCAA should have said, hey, in your letter of intent to commit to Michigan, when you send it out to them, potential punishments coming down the line. Now, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it is something. But you know what you're committing to.
Does they have a letter? Does it say things like that? Does it address?
But there should, like, hey,
okay, no, like if it's
Michigan, who is currently on probation for other things,
right,
is now on, like, probation again?
Right.
Like, we put you on more probation?
Double
And the head
probation.
coach was there, too.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to
Right.
say the
Nobody's
players
there.
weren't,
I'm
like, well, the head coach is.
Yeah.
He was complicit in all that. So, like, what are we talking about saying there's nobody there? The head coach is still there with it. So, like, you were on probation. Like, dude, if you get out of prison on probation and you get caught, doing anything, you go back to jail. Prison. That's what probation is.
Right.
Like, you don't have any more. You don't say, oh, you know what? We're going to double your probation. What does that even mean? Double probation.
Yes, it's really we're really
going to watch you now.
Really. We got both eyes open
your
now.
parents tell you if you're on probation, you get no leeway. And they made the point like, hey, my kid, you're supposed to be home at 10 o'clock. You come home at 10:03. Whatever. Come in. All good. Put your stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little late. We're fine. If I said, hey, buddy, you're on probation because you showed up an hour late and you got in a fight and you have bad grades, I'm going to let you go out, but your butt had better be in the house and the door better be shut by 10 o'clock. And you come cruising at 10:03, then that's different.
Yes.
Because you've had all the warnings. You were already on probation. That's the purpose of it, is to say there are no more chances. That was your second chance.
The fact, Bob, getting back to the thing about where I'm married, so I can't marry Rihanna. The fact they gave Jim Harbaugh an additional 10-year show cause.
He'll be 71 years old.
Listen, but what's funny about it to me is that it's 10 years in addition to the one he's still under. So it's not like 2028 is when his first show cause ends. And then this one, it's another 10 years on top of that.
2038.
2038 is when he could.
Well, he'll be like 77 or something.
If Jim Harbaugh's trying to coach in college at that point, something's gone drastically wrong in his life. And I love the fact they Connor Stallions, the 8-year show cause, because I'm sure there are a lot of universities who are like, hey, gosh, we really wanted Stallions.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. If this is the type of punishment that you're going to get, then why wouldn't you? That's the problem with this is everybody, any player will sit here and tell you this is like the team equivalent of using PEDs. Like, you gained a competitive advantage. This wasn't like, hey, you gave some dude $5,000 and bought him a extra hamburger or like all kinds of other things that are out there. This was actually on field. Like, you were doing things that are explicitly eliminated against the playing rules on field that impact the game. Not with player acquisition, because that's what the cheating was always about recruiting.
Right.
This is one that's like, listen, would that player have helped you? Maybe or maybe not. Like, oh, we cheated to get this guy. Didn't even be any good. That stuff happens all the time. But this was under the fact, like, it's like the Russian doping thing, which they basically kind of did. Oh, you can't go for Russia, but you can be a part of,
the unified team or whatever.
The unified whatever team that doesn't count. We'll just put a white flag up there for you.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
It's the very core of the game. Like, I think, like you were saying there, Bob, in the past, a lot in college athletics, cheating is like, well, we paid this guy $500,000 to get him onto our team. And whether that was right or wrong, and some schools were doing it and some weren't, that's obviously
maybe he helps or maybe he doesn't. No one knows.
But like at the core of the game, I think everybody, when you kind of step between those white lines, it's like, you know what? Man to man, woman to woman, or whatever. Like, we're going to play fair. We're going to play the right way. Like, and the fact that was the punishment they got is just.
So it's like, hey, we're just going to throw a 12th dude out there the whole game and see if anybody knows. Like, it's. You're not allowed to you're not allowed to go and videotape sidelines. By the way,
be on the sideline.
You can't do it from your own sideline to do that. But you went to another team's game,
and they admitted that was true.
People were like, Ohio State's just complaining. This thing, it was the whole Big Ten.
Yeah. Connor Stallion was on the sideline at a Michigan State Central Michigan game.
Right.
Like, this isn't like, well, every time Ryan Day holds his left hand up, it's a pass, and right hand, it's a run, and we figured that out. Like, come on, man.
Here's my question then.
This isn't pine tar on the bat. It's knowing what pitch is coming every time, banging the trash cans like the Astros were doing.
I heard the argument about now we know this is a penalty for doing that. Okay, this is what the penalty is. Would any other school or coach sign up for it? Now,
if you could tell me that I'm going to have the type of success that Jim Harbaugh, you go record pre-2021.
Sure.
So now.
Right.
I mean, he was like 46-21 or something, and then after that, it's like 40-3.
Okay, color me biased. I don't think Ryan Day would do it. I don't think Marcus Freeman would do it.
I said this. I would be disappointed in my school if I found out they were doing something.
But you'd be surprised.
I would be embarrassed.
But beyond that, though, you'd be shocked if Ryan Day agreed to something like that. Okay.
Because I would think that you're a better man. I'd rather lose than do this.
Now, so I say that believing those two guys would not do it.
No.
Okay. Do you think if you gave Texas that chance this year, you got Arch Manning, we're going to guarantee you a championship, these will be the punishments 3 years from now?
I think the Mannings would. I honestly think that the Mannings would never want to be involved in that.
But would Texas fans be okay with it, you think?
No.
You don't think so?
I honestly...
I'm with you, Bob. I think the majority of people would not want their team to do this.
Okay.
Because maybe I might be the most naive person in the world saying that. I would just like to think that most people just choose to do the right thing.
Okay.
If the purge could happen tomorrow, I'd like to think most people would just stay home and not go out killing people. That's
all right. Let me throw one more at you.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my core belief as a human being that we would all try to do the right thing.
I believe people do bad stuff all the time. Like that's for real, and that happens. I think there's crimes of opportunity. I was watching this yesterday on Criminal Minds. Like there's crimes of opportunity, and then there's people that pursue the crime.
Okay.
If someone if a playbook happened to be left on a bench or something, people picking up and looking at it, okay, that's one thing that happens. You breaking into another team's facility to get the same playbook, that's a way different paradigm. That was something you actively did and had a plan to go do. Honestly, the Mannings, with how they operate, if they found out that was going on, I guarantee you they would be like, dude, Arch, this is not...
That's fair.
This is not the type of guy that we want our kids to play for.
And I'm not saying Sark is that kind of guy. I'm just saying for the fan base.
Yeah.
Would the Texas fan base sign up for that, do you think? If you did,
I don't think they would.
You don't think Texas fan base would? Okay.
All I can do is put myself in their shoes, and I 1,000% agree with what you said a second ago, Bobby. I would be so embarrassed and frustrated if Notre Dame stooped to that level of having to cheat just to win.
Do you think the USC fan base would sign up for that?
I don't think there is a USC fan base.
You're right. You got to pull 7 people, I think.
I think you get
and
to...
one of them's Pat Hayden.
Exactly. You get to... I'm joking about USC, but there's certain schools... I don't even know... I'm trying to think even in the SEC. If people found you had to cheat to if Alabama was struggling to beat Auburn, let's say Kalen DeBoer struggles for 3 years, and Auburn beats them 3 years in a row, and then whatever. And then they start doing that, and it comes out this is how you had to get it done. We just weren't good enough to beat them on our own.
Right.
That. There's something to that just doesn't feel right.
The answer isn't 0, obviously.
Yeah,
right.
But I think
0.
majority of fans. I think, honestly, I know if you go on Twitter, this might sound crazy, but I would honestly think there's a ton of Michigan fans that they're
not vocal about it, but there are
upset
people
about what's happened. Not the people on Twitter that run their mouth about everything.
Called the silent majority.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I would.
Well, even Penn State fans, as we joke about them being unrivaled, there's a lot of Penn State players and people that I know.
Okay.
And I know the administration, James Franklin, they didn't want to do it, but they were really upset that they ducked Ohio State and didn't want to play him anymore.
Okay.
People guys who I played with, they're listen, I know that he's gotten the best of them the last 10 years. But that's so instead of losing to him, we're just going to not play. It's it's not the same thing, but it's a similar thing. We don't feel like we can do it, so we're just not going to do it that way. Or we can't beat you fairly, so we're going to do what we need to do it by nefarious means.
You feel you're coming across, Bobby. Tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like you are strongly convicted in the fact that those schools we talked about, the fan bases, majority would not agree to it. Okay?
I don't think so. The majority of people would not.
Okay, now let's do this then. Let's go back. Let's go backwards in history. The Alabama fan base, when they struggle with Mike Shula there, because Alabama's had a lot of success lately now, so they know what it's like to win. But back when they struggled during the Mike Shula era, back when Notre Dame had Jerry Faust or Charlie Weiss or whatever, back when Ohio State had Cooper.
Charlie Weiss.
Okay? Now, I'm not saying Cooper would have agreed to it, but I would think you might have a much greater voting percentage in favor of doing it among the fans
So I'll tell you this.
during the Cooper era?
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Some that one of my friends told me in business, and like I was just coming out. Like then, if I was a very young person during the financial crisis, and you always have. I do. I mean, I try to believe that the majority of people are inherently good, and so that's probably, as to Bodie's point, I would like to think that there's more people out there that are good than not, and when given the opportunity, will tend to do the right thing.
Okay,
but desperate people do desperate things.
Yeah.
And so I think when you've been losing for a long time, you can rationalize a lot of things in your head if there's an opportunity to maybe have an out with it.
Right.
As opposed to doing what you think would be right. And so, yes, I go back to the Alabama point. Maybe at that point, yes. Yeah. After now people say that they're the kings of college football because they had Nick Saban and they won 5 titles. Now if they did it, it'd be like, well, you could do it with Nick, but now you need to cheat. Like, I feel like there would be a greater level because now they have that elevated status where all you're really doing is knocking them down. Trying to get to the top of the mountain, people do a lot more to get there.
And that's what I wonder about. If the fan base was in those desperate times, because even, the Cooper years, there were so many times Ohio State has a great talent and couldn't go over the hump. And I remember what it was like watching the Ohio State-Michigan games, or like the bowl games against Tennessee and Georgia. In Ohio State, Cooper did a fantastic job getting talent here. Didn't always win the big games. And I know what it was like for a lot of Ohio State fans. At least I feel like it was like the day after the Michigan games in those years. And at that point, if you said, hey, just so you know, if you guys do this, if you agree to this, this will happen. I think then fans, depending when you caught them, would probably agree to something like that. But yeah, I
still think majority though would not, because at the end of the day, like anybody who watched those games over the last few years or so that Michigan has got things turned around. I use air quotes as I say that. How many people honestly look at their national championship run and be like, man, what a great team. Like, they got the job done for the first time, and, I mean, it was their first national championship since 97, and that was a shared one, so it was their first outright one, I think, since Hitler was the world's biggest problem.
I was waiting when you said biggest. I was waiting when you really go with that.
But, like, honestly, like, I think most fan bases, most fans around the country look at what Michigan did. It's like, well, congratulations. I hope you guys could win a national championship because you cheated your ass off just to get there. And so I think at the end of the day, like, I just know, like, if I was in their shoes and my favorite team did that, I would not, like, not only would I be embarrassed about it, it's not like I would go around puffing my chest about, we finally got it done, baby. National champs 2023. Look at us. Like, you'd have the gear, you'd wear the T-shirt, and how could you not look at it and be like, well, we did technically win the game on the field that was played for 60 minutes. We had quite the upper hand on the other teams that we were playing each time.
They did. Absolutely, yes.
And also, please give me a break when the Michigan fans want to do that. Like, well, we won the title after the Stallion stuff was like, a cover. Like, okay, dude, all it did was give you a massive head start to get that far. Like, who knows how many extra recruits you might have gotten or this and that to get to that point in November of 2023. Also, you didn't play anybody until you got to the Ohio State and Penn State game at the end of the year. So that's just another dig, but nevertheless.
And I look at it now that Michigan, I look at them the same vein, that team, as I look at Lance Armstrong and Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you did it. You won a bunch
even
of
those
Tour de
guys,
France.
at least everybody else was doing it. I mean, Michigan was on their own act to do it, but nevertheless. Carp, you want to tell the great folks about Riverside Bank?
Do you need a bank that truly values your local business in this town and an opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals. Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person. It's 6300 France Road, Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bobby, as soon as I wrote this tease, I thought of what joke you might make. Is it too big We'll discuss that next. Morning Juice.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hugs from patients, like Patrick. It's something QC Kinetics medical professionals experience every day.
I hugged them. You should hug somebody who does that for you. They gave me my life back, and I really didn't know where I was going to go because I was definitely afraid of having a knee replacement done.
No surgery, no downtime with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. They give patients relief from joint pain using their own healing properties to repair and restore damaged tissue. And the results? Well, that's why we see a lot of hugs at QC Kinetics.
Everything is back that I thought I was never going to be able to do again. I'm still smiling, and sometimes it gets emotional. I get a tear in my eye because of how I was before I went in there.
Those smiles and hugs never get old at QC Kinetics. It means patients are finally getting relief. And now, it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate for these amazing treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Through Travis Manion Foundation's Operation Legacy service projects, veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians across the country come together under the common cause to serve in honor of our nation's heroes. Service projects include city beautifications, planting memorial trees, volunteering at shelters, park cleanups, and more. Ask yourself, if not me, then who? And register for a project near you or as a virtual volunteer by visiting oplegacy.org.
Played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Chatter's bringing it today. We had over 230 juicers in there, Bob, for a while. We're at 234 now, even better. It will keep rising as we get closer to the football season. Okay, that's how I think it was too big. I think it's too big.
Never did she say that.
See, now that's what I thought you would say, Bob. The Big Ten, recently, an idea was presented to them about expanding.
Oh, this is...
My head exploded when I saw this in absolute...
I like Tony Petitti a lot. I'm hoping that this is some sort of gamesmanship to whatever.
To try to get the
SEC to 9
find
games
a better
or
negotiation.
something.
Try hey, we're going to ask for the moon, and if he gets halfway to the moon, we're good. But this is more like going to, I don't know, not the moon. Maybe this is like traveling to Uranus. But anyway, they're saying 24 or 28 teams with the Big Ten and SEC getting 6 or 7 automatic bids, Bob. The Big 12 and ACC receiving somewhere between 4 or 5, and then 4 slots designated for non-automatic qualifiers. And then as part of this also, it's eliminating the conference championship games. I'm in favor of that. I'm fine to get rid of the conference championship games. This is too...
We're just going to change the conference championship games to what we call the first round now.
Right. But, Bob,
28. Why not 64?
130.
Look.
Bring them all in.
What if we just put everybody in the playoff?
Start week 1.
And we start at week 1. Right. And if
week
you
0,
lose, you're...
Week 0. Start
exactly.
with 0, yes.
Iowa State, Kansas State loser this weekend.
Right. Yes.
Done.
Okay. It's going to go to 16, I have to believe, at some point.
People have made a point, like, we saw 12 for 1 year. We saw pretty good games.
And they made some switches to it. They made some switches now with the way the buys.
The final 4 games were all great. Both of them were fantastic.
Yeah.
And we haven't had 2 sets of, I don't know of any year, Bodie, they've had games like that where both of the games came down to the final minutes.
I think just the last year before the when Washington and Texas came down to like literally the last play, and then Michigan beat Bama in overtime.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think.
There's always been
Michigan
one blowout.
TCU was like pretty good, and that was the same year High State Georgia.
Yeah, that was
sorry
for Georgia.
To bring up bad memories, but it came down to a wide left missed field goal. But before those 2 years, I think at least if one of if not both were absolute blowouts, like not even it was over by halftime.
So we're in a pretty good spot. Now they're going to tweak some of the seeding, which I think everybody's in favor of.
That's a good move. Yep.
I'd love to see that first round brought to the second round brought to home sites as well.
Yep.
Aspirational goals. See if we can get that eventually. But I don't think we need to just like immediately concede 16 at this point. Like I'm fine with doing 12. Now, if we go to 16, whatever, I'm not going to cry about it. But we had to listen to South Carolina, which I think they could have done some damage. Bama and Ole Miss. I'm like, dude, you're 9-3 team. Like, dude, they always say you're always going to complain about if it's 64, you're complaining about 65, 66, and 67. Like, I don't care. There's always going to be someone who's on the grievance police that got left out. I don't know if any of those teams could have won it. Maybe South Carolina last year, but 16's a pretty good number. But like, let's let 12 marinate for like a year or two before we decide just to scrap it.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I want to see another year.
Because once we go to 16, you're not going back.
No, you never go back. You never ever do that. And Bob, I don't want to see it go to those big numbers. And you know what? It bothers me as a fan of the Big Ten. It bothers me that Petiti is banging the drum so hard for automatic bids.
I don't have a problem. Like, the auto bid is, I don't think, the worst thing in the world, because there is an element of this where I think it is smart. It eliminates decisions for the committee.
Okay. Yeah, it takes some of the human element out of it.
So everybody wants to complain about the committee. Like, instead of having to pick 12 teams, or I guess you have your auto qualifier.
You're 5 and 11, yeah.
Instead of picking 11, now you're maybe picking like 3 or 4.
Right.
And I think that's a much easier task than it is trying to seed and pick 11. This just takes it out of their hands. Here, these teams won. This is the data you have. Go do that. And then also, it encourages those big non-conference games. Like that is, I'm not a big fan of the auto stuff, but if you're telling me that there's teams that are still going to play the big non-conference games because you can lose it, but if you finish third in your conference, you're getting in anyway.
Right.
And you're going to have a chance to maybe have that game that you play, a 3-6 get matchup or whatever, or maybe you're playing, one, however they decide to do that, and one of those teams is getting in. Like, okay, I don't necessarily hate that, because it's at least decided on the field than some people in a back room, where there's subjectivity to it. The auto bid sounds on its face like it's icky.
Right.
But there is some, I think, validity to it.
I'll tell you this, as somebody who absolutely despises the auto bids with everything in my being, I could at least get more on board if it wasn't for the stupid play-in games. You want to just take the top 4 teams from the Big Ten and SEC and et cetera, that's fine. The 6th place team doesn't deserve, after going 6-3 in the Big Ten or 5-4, to then play the 5th place team to try to get the 4th spot or whatever.
I guess,
that to me is like ridiculous.
The one thing I guess
we got to draw the line somewhere at the regular season keeping value. I don't have a problem with teams losing 2 and some years 3 games and getting in. I don't love it, but it is what it is. But like, there has to be some sort of like, well, Iowa lost to Iowa State in the non-conference, beat 2, cupcake schools, right? And then went 6-3 in the Big Ten, so they're 8-4. And now they're getting a chance to play in, right, or be in a play-in game to then make the playoff. Like, come on, man.
I guess my thing is with that, and because I do agree with what you're saying, is I like to eliminate people's ability to complain. And so if you finish 6th in your conference, like, well, the committee didn't like us and we lost to this team. And, we had scheduled to play, I don't know, pick your team that was supposed to be good.
Indiana's supposed to play Virginia, right?
Well, they
bailed out.
Of that.
Yeah.
Let's just say, like, hey,
Florida State. You were playing Florida State
last
and then they
year,
went 2-10.
And they sucked. And that's not your fault. We signed up. We thought we were getting a 10-2 Florida State. We had 2-10. Well, now you have the ability to play in. And if you lose that game, you don't get a chance to complain at all. Because all you had to do was win that game and you were getting in. Well, we were the 6th team. They were the 3. Oh, well, you know what? Then win more games in the regular season.
I think that's just my thing as somebody who loves college football. It's my favorite sport, bar none. I think even with that, you would just be getting to a point that the regular season gets so devalued.
And that is right.
And I think that's the thing is, like, sometimes Petiti and some of these other people, and freaking Missouri's head coach loves to tell you that basically every team should be in the college football playoff. Right. Some of those guys always want to do this, like, well, if in the NFL you can go 10-7 and that's a great record, and in college football, exactly. Ohio State, like, no offense, man, Ohio State, if they lose 3 games, that is a bad season because half the schedule they shouldn't even be competing with those teams, and that's fine. Like, there's a lot of schools like Ohio State that's with that, and so, but even some of the not Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State, but that next tier of Big Ten teams like an Iowa or whatever. Like, sorry, man, you go 8-4, you don't deserve to get in. Like, half the schedule you should beat just waking up and
Kirk Ferentz is about to be the Big Ten's all-time winningest coach.
I'm aware by going basically 8-4 every year, and I respect that. He's got a really solid. I feel like I keep picking on Iowa here. Maybe I should.
It's okay to pick on
team, but it's like
fine. Don't piss chops off. We don't want to do that.
But it's like you guys know what I'm saying. Like, if you were a team that's vying for a spot in the college football playoff, you should wake up and roll out of bed and win 8 games. So go find a way to win 2 of your other 4.
Okay,
and then you'd get a chance to get in for sure.
Now, here's the way I'd look at it, Bob.
No, I can't wait.
I know, it's a thin bit. No, here's the way I look at it. Okay, so you can look at it like you can say Petiti's insecure about Big Ten teams not getting in. When I think the problem is not in the way it's done. The way teams are selected, I don't believe that's the problem. As far as the methodology they have, as far as the idea of what they're going to do. The problem is...
You mean like the committee, the way it's done now, basically.
The committee's job, like the idea of that happening, I think is just. I think it's right. The problem Petiti, it sounds like, has, and maybe Missouri's head coach and some other coaches too, the problems they have is not in the way it's done, but in who's doing it. Like, if you believe the committee is not going to penalize you harshly for a loss to Texas or a loss to Ohio State in week 1, then you're incentivized still to play tough games non-conference. If you believe that you've got the right committee in place, the right people making the decision, if you have faith in that, you don't need to have 7 automatic teams in or 4 automatic teams in. You don't need to worry about that if you believe the committee is smart enough to say, you know what? Yeah, Ohio State lost 2 games, but God, that first one was against Texas. That's a damn good team.
They lost by 3.
Lost by 3, and they've got a new quarter. And then look at the way they finished the season now. If you believe in the committee's going to look at it that way versus Indiana, the fraud Indiana, and what the Signet's doing out there, he's scared that a loss to Virginia would look a hell of a lot worse than a 70-point win over Youngstown State, which they wouldn't be Youngstown State by 70. That's still a Signet coach. Nonetheless, but I'm saying, though, that if you believe, though, in the people making the decision, then you should be fine playing tough non-conference games, right?
If you believe in their objectivity and their ability to parcel it out and understand that all right. That goes back to the NFL thing, but like where all schedules aren't created equal. In the NFL, you view more of those schedules as far more equal.
Yeah.
Even though you look at strength of schedule and everything else, and maybe they're not win percentages the same, but it's a professional league, so you view everybody on the same plane. Whereas in this, like, if you're Ohio State didn't have a tough non-conference last year, but they did have some pretty good games that they played in season.
Yep.
And so, like, trying to balance that, like, that's what's really hard.
Sure.
Is going undefeated in the Mountain West the same as being a 3-loss team in the Big Ten or SEC?
I think one thing I get annoyed with, too, is the non-conference stuff, is I feel like when coaches and, Tony Petitti and whatnot sometimes bring up the fact that it's like, well, we could lose this game. You also are allowed to win it. I feel like too often some of these guys who want all these teams in the playoff look at it as like, we might have to stop scheduling these big non-conference games because if we lose, then we get punished. Yeah, but if you win, right? I mean, if Ohio State beats Texas or Texas beats Ohio State either way, that basically allows you to now lose another game in conference, essentially, because of that win, assuming those two teams hold up to what we expect them to be this year, would be such a massive win that now if you were to drop a game later on in the regular season, even if it was to a lesser opponent, it'd be like, hey, you know what? Bad Saturday for Texas that week, but actually, let me flip it. Let me try to be a little more nice here. Bad week for the Buckeyes. They fell to Minnesota, but I don't
know if I'd rather lose to Texas or lose to Minnesota.
See, I'd rather beat Texas in that scenario because I feel like the committee over the last decade plus that we've had this thing,
they reward that. Yeah.
They reward big wins like that, and I think so. You could be like, hey, you know what? They lost by 6 on the road to Minnesota. Didn't play well. Saying he threw a couple picks. They didn't have their best day, but we saw at their best. They beat Texas by 31-21 back in week. Like I said at the beginning of my whole argument, too often I feel like those guys want to be like, well, we could lose the non-conference game. You could win it too, and that's a pretty great win to get you into the playoff.
And this summarizes that. Oh, I got to play a clip, Bodie.
Go.
This could be the worst disaster NASA's ever experienced. With all due respect, sir, I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
That's exactly what it is, Bodie. You summarized it perfectly. Hey, we could lose to Texas. By all due respect, sir, I believe this could be our finest win.
I liked Harris. Ed Harris?
Yeah, Ed Harris. Yep, that's who it is.
I liked him a lot more in Apollo 13. He was in Maverick. Admiral Kane is not a nice guy.
Yeah.
The drone ranger.
It was Ed Harris was great in what was the other one? He was great in The Rock.
He is good in that.
He's really good in that one too. He's great in Glenn Ross.
I like Ed Harris.
All right.
Stepmom?
Didn't see Stepmom.
Kidding me? Susan Sarandon?
I didn't see Stepmom.
Julia Roberts?
Any Mountain High.
Never saw that. No,
have you seen? Oh, yeah.
I have seen it. It's been a long time.
Is he like in like that Jim Carrey where he's a TV show movie?
Truman? Oh,
Truman
yeah.
Show?
Is he in that one?
Is that
Truman
him?
Show?
The director of
I think
the show?
At the very, I
was in the movie?
I saw the clip.
I think you're right.
Say something, damn it. You're live in front of the entire world.
You're correct
good
in
day,
saying
good
that.
evening, good night, or whatever.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Yeah, good night.
And if I don't see you?
Yeah, good night. I just saw that clip, so I've never seen the movie, obviously.
It is a very good movie, Tito.
Coming up next,
Check it out.
We'll add it to the list, Bodie. We'll tell you who's got his juice, morning juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Central Ohio is home to a lot of sporting events that bring in millions of dollars of economic impact to our town. These events are huge for the city, providing revenue for local businesses, job creation, infrastructure development, and many other benefits. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses prosper year-round.
Thanks, Bobby. We truly value our local businesses and the opportunity to work alongside them as partners. Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job.
Whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs.
Right on the target, Travis. We understand the business climate in Central Ohio, and we will help you reach your goals.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit EventRiskInc.com.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists.
For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Little peek behind the curtain during the break like that. We do things end of the show like. By the way, thank you, Juicer, for chiming in today. God, we got to 269 at one point, Bobby. I think we're 264 right now. That's pretty good. But Bobby will start giving Bodie some names, and we try to keep it a secret from me so I can react and comment genuinely tomorrow. And it got to the point where Bob starts giving Bodie some of the names, and the joke is I will probably forget them by tomorrow.
Not probably. I know you will.
Okay, maybe I will. The potential that I will. That's Bobby has no problem.
I mean, Bodie, if I didn't tell, here's the thing, because I'll do this and occasionally I'll lose my sheet. For those people that don't, we'll throw it up there on the
sheet.
My sheet.
Okay, I'm saying you could have said.
I take this little half sheet of paper and write all the information on it. I probably could have just done a spreadsheet, and by now I wouldn't have to do anything new unless there's something that comes up.
I'm going to be honest with you, Bob. I have definitely been saving each day's clips into a folder.
Good for you.
Just in case something rolls around. Every now and again, you'll be like, oh, here's a Beatles song. I'm like, you know what? I just saved myself about 30 seconds.
If you could save one for every day of the year, then you know what?
Exactly.
You'll be good to go. And I should have
That's
done that.
a good day. That's a heck of a day.
That's a heck of a day.
5 years in, then I would have had it all. I mean, after... get some weekends and holidays, and some days I'm off, but I would have had them all done now.
Yeah.
And I always just do this, but I'll take the sheet out of my laptop or something. I don't know what happens. I'll just lose it sometimes. And then I'll have to come in the morning and frantically, and I can usually remember about 80% of it, but I write it down.
Yeah.
If you were just telling me those things, like if I didn't tell, like if I took that paper from you, how much do you think you'd be able to remember of it?
Just a few.
Yeah, you'd probably get like 3 of 10, 4 maybe. That's probably where I would be.
If I did the clips, though, and then left work,
then
I think
remember.
it would help. Yeah,
Yeah,
because then I would hear the song, watch the TV scene, or
you're searching
movie
it,
scene
you're
or whatever.
writing, like you're deepening those grooves into the brain. All right.
Let's do it.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
I don't need no stinking sheet to tell me it's Monday, which means, Bobby, you go first.
Monday, huge day, obviously, with all the Michigan stuff that's going down. And then also added into that, the expectation that Ryan Day might be revealing a quarterback today.
That's what I've heard also. Sources told me that. Yes.
Question mark? He said he would like to do it. I'm sure he would love to do it.
Yes.
Will he do it? Will he have enough information? That will be interesting. I didn't get a chance to see the scrimmage on Saturday because I went down to our place in Portsmouth. And that goes me into my second thing. Took my son and some of his buddies down there, a couple of the other dads, and got to hang out and just riding around the river, watching some fun movies. We watched a movie that came out in like 1990. What the heck is it? Like probably 97-ish. And it was called Can't Hardly Wait. It's got Jennifer Love Hewitt in it. And I mean, it is a classic, like 90s, late 90s movie. I wouldn't say that, Bodie, it's like something.
1998.
1998. I wouldn't say it's something that like you need to see for sure. But it's entertaining.
6.5 out of 10 on the IMDb.
It is a classic teen movie for that era. I
don't recognize any of these people outside of her.
Very well.
Oh, Jason Segel.
Jason Segel's in it. Shermanator's in there. Like there's some people who were in like the American Pie, like some of the other movies that were maybe bigger from that time that you would see, but we watched that with the kids, and they're like, there's like a payphone in there. Like, what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's references. And I mentioned to this, like I got my car, they smashed a window on my truck the day before school started last week. And I have 2 binders of CDs in there.
Do you really?
CDs not taken. And I was telling my oldest son, I go, these used to be $20 a piece. And that was 20 years ago.
Sure.
And I go, people would break into your car.
To
If
get
you
put them in,
you
under
would
the
have
seat.
to under the seat,
Yeah, or
put
in the
them
glove
in the
box,
trunk.
yeah.
Like you would hide
No
your
doubt.
CDs, Bodie.
Can your? Oh yeah, I remember having.
Yours can play CDs?
I never had them, but
My Jeep does.
That's what I was gonna say. Does your truck even play CDs?
My truck does not. My Jeep, however, does have a CD player in it. And I don't ever want to get any new technology in it because I have
they
these
don't
CDs.
have those
Right,
and
you're
this
right,
is
yeah.
the only
Like-
place that they can live. That's their aquarium. They need to be able to get in there to be able to swim around. And I have some burnt CDs that
Nice.
I found
Oh, yes.
them,
Oh,
and it's a
yeah.
beautiful mystery. What song's coming up next? It's awesome.
Is there like a Courtney mix in there? Like when you play this on
I've
a
got
date?
one of Courtney's 2004 spring break get
Yeah,
ready
there you
mix.
go, yeah, yep.
I mean, they're great, Bodie.
I would love to hear what's on some of them.
It's like an anthology. It's like you just curated. It's like watching one of these movies, except you pick all the clips you want.
I used to have the cassette tape that you'd put into the
Yeah.
player that had the adapter to
So,
play a CD player.
On my boat,
Yeah.
we have an older Four Winds, and it's got a cassette player on it. And I was like, you know what? If I get a cassette tape,
Yeah.
and then I can get the iPhone connector,
Yes.
and I play my iPhone through
It'll
the,
do it, yes.
through the tape deck,
Through a cassette tape.
through a cassette tape deck
That's hooked
on the
into your
boat.
8-track.
Yeah,
I remember grandpa's having an 8-track player.
It's amazing, and so that was fun going down there
Yeah.
and doing that. Really enjoyed it. We'll see what happens with Ryan today. Really fun show. I've got my Blue Angels ride here coming up on
that's right.
Wednesday.
Nice.
Asked, what do I need to do? He's like, there's a friend of mine that used to fly F-18s. That was my neighbor. We lived on Andover.
Bob.
It's about comes down to the man in the
Are
box.
you working here still in the morning? Can you do the show?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't have to be down there till like 9:15. So I'm gonna, do the show, head on down, and I'm pretty excited about it. But he goes, just watch Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Now it'll feel like that elephant sitting on your lungs. And I'm watching their faces, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so bad. It's like a 40-minute ride. I'm like, not all of it's gonna be like that,
Right.
but.
Enough
Good
of
Lord.
it.
Enough of it's, hey, you know what? Where else can you sign up to get that experience? Like,
Oh yeah.
and I told the guy, I go,
Yeah.
I've ridden roller
Join the
coasters in
Navy.
the last year, but that's about as close as a human being is going to be getting to doing something. That's probably
This
like,
ain't Disneyland.
you know,
Son.
this might be a cup. That's like a G or 2, maybe 3. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to pull on this, but it's going to be bumpy. So I'm excited for it. Should be a good time. All that's got me juiced. I could talk to this little guy here later today. What's Shelley's got to say?
When you can't stop the run, it affects your manhood because toughness in the game of football is running the football and stopping the run.
That's why Michigan had to cheat, apparently.
Yes.
And it affected their manhood, if you ask me. What's got me juiced today, guys? I cannot believe it's that time of year. I am the one who updates our website and app, like schedule or whatever. So if you look at it, be like, hey, 6 o'clock, such and such is on, and so on and so forth. And every Tuesday, Monday through Thursday, I do kind of like, or I should say Tuesday through Friday, I do the previous day. Then when I get back in on Monday, I do Friday through Sunday. And for the first time in a while, Friday night wasn't just simply like Buckeye Show, probably a Reds game, into ESPN's overnight programming. It was 30-minute Buckeye Show into high school football stuff. And I don't know if I'm ready for it yet or not, but nevertheless, it's here. It's kind of got me slightly depressed that summer's over, but also slightly juiced that football season's getting underway. Also, what has me juiced, we played a chunk of it earlier today, the Office Knock Knock joke. I figured we had to listen to the first half of it too as well.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Bam.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Bam. Knock, knock.
I'm on the phone.
I know you are. Knock, knock.
You can fax it over. Yeah, 570 555
491
74
5 line.
0175. Thank you. Bye-bye. It really makes us look unprofessional.
They would never know it was me doing it. Here we go. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Buddha.
Buddha who?
Buddha the spread for me.
Great.
I need something to wipe my head.
Yeah, there's butter on my desk.
That was a classic.
I just love the, they would never know it was me.
Exactly. It makes us look unprofessional. They would never know it was me.
So those two things had me super juiced. Tito, what's got you juiced today?
You know, Bodie, I was thinking about this. And I'm not saying I subscribe to this. Yes, another tidbit here. But, you know, if you do something wrong enough, they stop asking you to do it.
God, I should start taking that advice.
Okay, that's why I'm not allowed to edge my yard. Okay, that's why I'm not allowed to wash other people's clothes. Those things, because I've screwed them up enough to where I don't have to do it anymore. Here's my thought for you. And I know that the fan poll's not a big thing, but if you start making really lame ones, and I thought about this one yesterday when I'm driving, just make today's fan poll this. Very simple. Roundabouts. Yes? No. Just make it something like that. Go completely random.
You know, I did think about something very similar to this the other day, Tito, because, you know, I go through the roundabout 5 days a week, 2 of them when I go to the gym and back, and just every day it's basically going to happen. I know for a fact that somebody's going to screw it up, and then there's going to be horns blaring. But the funny thing is like I've never met anybody who says they're a bad driver.
Right.
Like everybody's like, hey, you a good driver? Like, yeah, I'm a great driver. It's all the other idiots.
Confidence bias is the worst.
And I thought about, you know, what if I put out on the fan pool one day, do you believe you're a good driver? I mean, what would the yes be?
Oh, 90%.
Like 95% on that. But anyway, Tito, not to interrupt you, but
no, it's okay.
Like minds.
When you mention it, though, and I'm not saying this is not, I got to preface this. This is not a sexist thing to say. No, listen, I've only dated women, okay? But almost every woman I've ever dated is convinced of 3 things. Okay, 1, they've got great taste in fashion. 2, they're good dancers. And 3, they're great drivers. Every woman I've ever dated has felt that way. Like they're that confident in those 3 things.
If I had to say, I would maybe say you're not a great driver. Oh, man, am I a woman?
Exactly.
That's another great Norm Macdonald joke, too, by the way, about the stats of the show about who causes most of the accidents. and he says, it's like they show the thing that's like, it's whatever, the numbers, who's the worst driver, who causes more accidents, men or women, and the numbers don't add up to 100%, right? And he said, you're looking at that thing now, and you see that it doesn't add up to 100%. And he said, but, because a woman did that joke. And then everyone's like, oh, he said, now you're really confused, aren't you? He said, by the way, we don't hire women writers. So no, it's a man. I was kidding about that too. Anyway, it's got me juice. It's going to be a great week this week. I know you guys don't want summer to end. I'm ready for summer to end. I'm ready for football season to be here. Man. No, it's fine. I'm going to go see Chappelle on Friday night down in Yellow Springs. Can't wait for that. I know somebody who knows somebody. Hope it's a me this time. Yeah, I hope. Look, I was supposed to be.
Yell that out until he kicks you out. Just keep yelling stuff from Chappelle's show.
Last year, Matt Rife was out there, came out with a special appearance. I don't know if he'll be out there this year or not, but I can't wait to go out there for that. And then the college ball on Saturday. It's going to be great. We great guests all week. We talk to our guests now. We talk to like Schlegs tomorrow. We talk to AJ. Austin also. Breer on. Thank you very much. I got them all. You got them all. Anyway, it's a lot of great football talk this week. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, thank you to the Juicers for being here today. We appreciate it. We got up close to 270. I think we have 300 day here this week, I hope. So appreciate all of you for being there. Yes, let's do it. And we will talk again tomorrow. This has been Morning Juice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better. You've earned it.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
Oh, I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's